Money is just energy. So if it's not flowing into your life, it just means that something inside of you is blocking it. Money isn't just paper or coins. It's a symbol of value exchanged. Bawat piso na hinahawakan natin represents time, effort, and emotion that someone puts into something. So money is like battery in that it stores what was once action. So every time we hold money, we're not actually just holding a piece of paper or a coin. We're actually holding stored energy. That being said, every transaction is a energy transfer. You have to understand that energy never siya static. It flows, it pulses, it oscillates, it moves. Sa physics, yung energy in motion is what powers all life. Mga sound waves, light, fire, electricity. Ngayon, ano yung nangyayari kapag yung energy hindi siya nagfo-flow? It stagnates, it rots, it decays, or it dies. Halimbawa, blood na hindi nagsa-circulate, anong nangyayari? Stroke. Or breath na nag-stop, anong mangyayari? Masasuffocate ka. Balik tayo sa energy. The more energy that you allow to flow through you, whether that's in the form of creativity, breath, or money, the more life force you're able to feel. That's why when we release something, whether it's through crying, forgiving, or spending for someone that you love, it feels light. Why? Because we allow the energy to pass through us. Itong phenomenon na to is what we call flow. And flow leads to health, vitality, and abundance. Ngayon, yung pera, it's one of the most charged forms of energy, especially sa modern society. Kung takot ka to spend the money or you hoard it because of guilt or fear, yung money, which is energy, it starts to contract. Nawawala yung outflow, nagsasara yung inflow, nadidisrupt yung circulation. So when you stop giving, you break the circuit that allows receiving. And yung fear-based contraction na to sends a signal to the universe saying, I don't trust that there's more, or I don't trust that this will circulate. You have to understand that letting energy move equals trust. Movement is an act of faith. When you allow energy to circulate freely by releasing toxic emotions, giving generously, sinasabi mo sa universe, I trust this flow and I trust that this will circulate back to me in a favorable way. So pag sinasabi ng mga tao flow, what is flow actually? Flow is faith in action. So whenever you feel emotions, feel them. Let them flow through your body. Whenever you have ideas, share them. Don't keep it to yourself. With time, don't waste it or try to control, manipulate, or beat it. Just use it with intention. People who receive the most amount of money are the ones who are able to move energy freely. Hindi sila necessarily yung pinakamagagaling or pinakamatatalino, pero yung pinakamarunong mag-handle ng energy flow. Kung sino yun, sila yung yumayaman. For example, people who tend to invest, people who tend to donate, people who tend to pay others well, people who tend to create out of sheer desire to give value. These are the people that receive a good amount of circulation because they also give a good amount. So it's really less about hard work and more about becoming a clear channel for the energy to flow. Because when you're in flow, you become a magnet for more. Now, yung next question is, paano natin makokontrol yung flow and yung movement ng money? The answer is through our thoughts. Every thought you think is an electrical signal. Literally, yung brains natin nag-e-emit na mga waves like gamma, theta, beta, alpha. Parang Wi-Fi signal na nagpapadala ng data sa buong universe. Ganun yung thoughts natin. So kung yun yung ginagawa ng thoughts natin, yung emotions naman natin, yun yung nag-charge ng signal. Emotions natin yung magnetic field sa body natin. Look up the research done in Heart Math Institute. Yung heart natin emits 60 times more the electromagnetic waves compared to our brain. So imagine mo yung thoughts mo para siyang wire, tas yung emotions mo yung kuryente na dumadaan through the wire. So kung yung thought mo is I want to be rich and you do affirmations and you say it every day, but deep down inside nararamdaman mo pa rin yung guilt, shame, and fear in being rich, mahina pa rin yung signal. And this is all rooted in our subconscious mind. 95% of yung thoughts, emotions natin on a daily basis are governed by the subconscious. Kaya kapag, for example, ina-affirm mo sarili mo, even verbally na magiging mayaman ako or afford ko to. Pero kung yung subconscious mo iniisip na mahirap lang talaga kami, hindi ko kaya makipagbagay sa mga mayaman, yun yung actual energy signature na na-emit into the quantum field. It's not really what you're thinking, but it's what you're feeling. Hindi yung iniisip mo, pero yung nararamdaman mo. Nararamdaman to ng katawan natin and yung body natin aligns with our subconscious. So like, let's say for example, sa mga lie detector test, diba? There is a tightening that happens within the body, a tension, a contraction, which the lie detector test is able to sense, and therefore nahuhuli pa rin yung tao nagsisinungaling. And whatever your consistent subconscious thoughts are, this becomes your emotional baseline, and your emotional baseline turns into yung frequency mo, and that frequency shapes your reality. That's why you would often find that people born into a social class, whether that be middle class, lower class, or upper class, more often than not die within the same social class. So, syempre may mga taong lumilipat, but those are pretty rare compared to the huge population who are born into a certain social class and then die within that same social class. Bakit? Ano ba yung social class? A social class is a collective with a conditioned belief. And what do beliefs do? They shape your reality. So usually on the poor end of the socio-economic class, you would have the beliefs na, oh, swerte lang yung mga yumayaman, or kailangan ka ipanganak sa mayaman na family. And then you have the middle class that's always living paycheck to paycheck. Yung beliefs nila are governed by, okay na ako dito, this is comfortable na, I'd rather complain about my work, I'd rather blame the government. But they're also always trying to prove to others na meron sila, na they're rich, may kaya sila. When you are in the rich end of the spectrum, and I'm not talking about new rich, I'm talking about old rich. Usually yung family mo nurtured you in an environment that had a lot of abundance. There were always conversations about what you could achieve, that you could do anything, or that you'll never run out of resources. So based on the collective belief that was programmed to you nung childhood mo, you filter reality through that, and you make decisions in response to that filtered reality. The brain literally does this through what we call the RAS, or reticular activating system. So for example, if you set out to drive and then nakafocus ka lang sa paghanap ng yellow car, throughout your whole journey, you would see more yellow cars than you normally see. Bakit? Kasi naka-hone in na yung brain mo dun eh. Parang naka-homing missile ka sa mga yellow cars because that's what you focused on. And in the same way, kung ano yung paniniwala mo, yun yung mahahanap mo. So halimbawa yung paniniwala mo, mahina ako sa pera, hindi mo mapapansin yung opportunities to make more money. Or sabihin mo sa sarili mo, hindi naman ako magaling mag-business, iba yun sa linya ko. Kahit may business opportunity that is right in front of you, hindi mo siya mapapansin. So in essence, belief is the blueprint that reality follows. It doesn't matter kung ano yung trabaho mo. If yung belief mo is, I'm not good with money, or I'm not capable of making a lot of money, yun yung masusundan. You will always unconsciously sabotage abundance if your self-concept is scarcity. That's why yung mga nananalo sa loto, dumadami yung pera pero eventually nawawala din yung pera nila. Why? Because may mismatch. Wealth is quite literally energetic capacity. That's why mayroon tayong tinatawag na financial thermostat. May mga tao na nakaset yung thermostat nila to 50,000 pesos per month. Kaya kahit anong gawin nila, even if may bagong opportunities or even if may mga financial blocks sa buhay nila, they can always self-regulate back to 50,000 pesos per month. Just like a thermostat. Kung uminit, kung lumamig, they will always get back to the same temperature. May mga tao thermostat nila is at 200k per month, 500k per month, 1,000,000 pesos per month. Literally, what this just means is that yun yung capacity mo to hold that specific financial energy. So if you find yourself always stuck in a specific cash flow, whatever happens, that just means na hindi pa kaya ng sistema mo yung energy ng cash flow na gusto mo. Money is a energy amplifier. If anxious ka, depressed, or you haven't resolved issues within yourself, when you have more money, that will only amplify yung issues na yun, and the universe is trying to protect you from it. Kaya may mga tao nagsasabi, the more money you make, the more headaches you have, the sadder you become. This isn't a literal truth, but it's just a fact that there are instances where people make more money than they are energetically prepared for, which is why it backfires on them, and then they go through this emotional turbulence and they shrink back into their financial thermostat. Yung nervous system natin is literally a container for wealth. So if yung nervous system mo is always in the sympathetic state or survival state, even if there are opportunities for abundance, and you do want abundance because who doesn't, it's gonna sabotage you when you have opportunities to get it. So ito halimbawa, have you ever gotten a large unexpected payout? And this would happen to me a lot in sales. And there would always be this urge to spend it right away, or be overwhelmed with it, or just find some way to do something stupid with it. That's your nervous system saying, I'm not familiar with this. Let's find a way to burn it fast so that we can get back to what's familiar. And that's what our subconscious wants, what's familiar, because it thinks what's familiar is what's good for us. So wealth isn't really what you can attract. It's what you can stabilize. Hindi siya parang mag-affirmations lang ako until yumaman ako. It's if you get to a certain level of wealth, can you hold that specific energy without sabotaging it or without caving in? That's why sinasabi sa Bible, he who is faithful in a little will be entrusted with a lot. Why does the universe work this way? It's because whatever you cannot contain, you spill. Think about it this way. Kung merong 10 gallons of water tapos i-pour siya into a 2-gallon cup, ano nangyayari? Nagkaka-overflow, nasasayang. And the universe doesn't want that because the universe's energy is efficient. So paano natin i-increase yung energetic container natin? You have to understand the difference between chasing money and channeling money. Kapag nag-chase ka kasi, yung belief mo is wala pa yung pera na yun sa'yo. It's something that is outside of you. You need it to be whole. However, when you're channeling money, yung belief mo is you don't need money to be whole, dumadaan lang siya sa'yo. Think of yourself as a faucet instead of a water tank. Pag clear yung channel mo, meaning yung beliefs mo, yung mindset mo, yung intentions mo, yung nervous system mo, mas smooth yung pag-flow ng money through you. A way that you could reframe this is if you want to become wealthier, it's not necessarily accumulating more money but unclogging more blocks within your channel. Nalala ko yung time dati in my mid-20s when I owed 5 million pesos and I consulted one of my mentors who was a billionaire, and the first thing that he told me to do was to tithe my money, 10% of your money, give it to the church. Now I realized that it was because he was trying to unclog me energetically, because when you tithe your money, you surrender to the flow. True enough, opportunities came and my cash flow also increased. So ano yung goal natin? Yung goal natin is to become the kind of person that can receive, hold, and enjoy money without guilt, the fear of losing it, or contracting the energy. Kaya kapag anytime gumagamit ka ng pera, whether you pay for something in the convenience store or you're calculating how much money that you have in order for you to budget, it's always good to ask yourself, anong beliefs and energy dinadala ko sa action ko na to with the money? Kapag namimigay ka ng pera, lagi mo bang iniisip, shit, baka maubos? Or, sige, this will go back to me tenfold? Are you always in a state of abundance or in a state of scarcity? Do I feel peaceful when I am not earning as much? Or do I feel like I need to chase it in order for me to be whole? Or even, do I truly believe that I'm worthy to receive more? I hope that helps. Have a great day.